Welcome, guys. Today we are going to learn about internal party democracy. This concept is in news because the Congress Party of Punjab are under the disputes on leadership of party at the national level. So, in that aspect, we are going to study about the inner party democracy in political parties in the country. So, the law for political parties in India is generally divided into three sections. First one is extra constitutional bodies. Here, extra constitutional bodies means those which are not defined by constitution but created by an act passed by parliament or resolution of a cabinet. These are further divided into statutory bodies and executive bodies. That is, extra constitutional bodies have divided into statutory bodies and executive bodies. Statutory body derives its authority by law, whereas the bodies which are created by executive order of any ministry of union or state are called executive bodies. Now, the example of extra constitutional statutory bodies are National Human Rights Commission, National Commission for Women, National Commission for Minorities, National Commission for Background Classes, National Green Tribunal, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, Central Information Commission, Central Vigilance Commission, National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, Armed Forces Tribunal. All these are under statutory extra constitutional bodies. Now, the extra constitutional executive bodies are like Niti Aayog, which replaced the Planning Commission, and Aadhaar Card, that is UIDAI. So, this is related to extra constitutional bodies. And the second section, that is section 29A clause 5 of Representation of People's Act 1951. So here, this is the only major statutory body that derives its authority by law dealing with political parties in India. So section 29A clause 5 of RPA orders that political party shall bear true faith and allegiance to Constitution of India by law established. So the principles of socialism, that is, what is socialism here? An economic and political system which is related to the people of the country. It is related to principles of socialism. Secularism. Secularism means the state that supports all religion in neutral manner, and democracy, that means people's rule. So this bears faith and allegiance by law established and to the principles of socialism, secularism and democracy. So, Section 29A Clause 5 of RPA 1951 deals with the establishment of political party that bear true faith and allegiance. Allegiance means support to Constitution of India as by law established and to the principles of secularism, socialism and democracy, and also to uphold sovereignty. Sovereignty here means independent country, unity and integrity of India. Now the second is as per Election Commission of India, that is the third body. As per Election Commission of India, the party application should have document and information related to the constitutional structure of party, powers and functions of our organs, and the methods of appointment, details of all other office bearers with process for election. I'll repeat it once again. As per ECI, the party application should have documents and information related to party, and second is powers and functions of organs. Third is method of appointment. These are related to applications that are required for a party to establish. Okay, next is now coming to the details of political party and inner party democracy. Political party is generally a group of citizens who act as a political unit and try to control government. Right to form right to form political parties is not under Article 19 Clause A. Whereas right to form cooperative associations is a fundamental right as per 19 Clause 1 Clause C. Now what is this Article 19? Article 19 deals with right to freedom of speech and expression. So the political parties, that is the political parties, doesn't have right to freedom of speech and expression as a fundamental right. So now internal democracy is in a political party means giving equal opportunities to all the members of the party in terms of decision making and structuring the party's agenda. Now, why internal party democracy is significant in Indian democratic system? The first point is it acts as a link between people and representative government of any issue which harm the political parties may harm the interests of the people itself. So for that reason, internal party democracy is needed. The second is, as the political parties act as the agents of democracy, that is by questioning the problems of government or solving the problems of people as a governing body, it needs democratic accountability within the party. The third point is, if a leader of certain political party is not elected based on other party members' advices, but selected based on his power or by malpractice, then that affects the constitutional rights of other members in the party. So that is the impact regarding the constitutional right of all citizens. And next is elitism. Elitism means giving special importance to special people or giving more importance to some group of people. That is called elitism. So this leads to faulty distribution of tickets. I'll repeat it once again. Elitism means treating a person in special way by giving more importance. This leads to internal conflicts within the party. And the fifth is, the candidates with criminal background can be suppressed if there is inner party democracy. So it can reduce criminalization of politics. And there is no law to regulate the appointments within the party. If the legislature is disqualified on certain grounds of illegal or corrupt practices, even though he is disqualified from legislator position, he can go and choose to be the head of the party. So there is no law to regulate the offices within the party. So let's revise this once again about why this internal party democracy is important. It is important because they act as a link between people and government. It can maintain democratic accountability. It can give equal powers and opportunities to all the members of the party. It can eradicate malpractice in issuing the tickets for party people. It can reduce criminalization of politics. It can improve transparency and accountability, and can regulate the appointments in party offices by providing equal opportunities to every member of the party. Now the challenges to set up an inner party democracy is, first is, an extra constitutional body is needed to check the inner party democracy. Even the Election Commission of India is an independent body regarding election procedures, etc. The Supreme Court in Indian National Congress versus Institute of Social Welfare and others case in 2002 said that Election Commission of India cannot take actions against registered political parties for violating the principles of inner party democracy. That means ECI have no authority to check on the inner party democracy or to set up inner party democracy. So at present, there is no body to regulate inner party democracy, and this is one of the major challenge. And the second is there is major resistance by parties itself because most of them are dynastic, caste and religious parties. They run their party by promoting the religious thoughts or caste based divisions to win the elections. Can a Hindu religious party have a Muslim as its political party head? Or can a Muslim religious party have a Hindu as its political party head? That was the divisions which are created by the political parties, especially the religious political parties and caste based political parties in India. They created hatred, they created divisions among the Indians. The politicians have created divisions among the people based on religion, caste, etc. for their own benefits. But as per constitution, our India is a secular state, and keeping Muslim as a head of Hindu religious party and keeping Hindu as a head of Muslim religious party promotes democracy and maintains secularism. So this resistance to dynastic, caste and religious parties is one of the major challenge which India is facing presently. And the third is elitism in parties. There will be a small group of members who are senior members or powerful leaders, and as whenever they decide what as a party they claim it as a party decision. So as there is no other means to express other members opinion, the other party members the other members in the party are suppressed. These are the challenges that are under the inner party democracy. Now the way forward is, first point is giving a constitutional status to the political party democracy. Germany gave a constitutional status to political parties and they must follow the democratic principles. Second is there should be a body in the political parties which can elect the head of political party democratically. For example, in UK, the Conservative Party has Central Council and Executive Committee which elects their own head democratically. So the third is the party members should keep their budgets and other funds transparent and publicly open. That increases transparency and reduces corruption. And the fourth is by getting rid of anti-defection law. Next is by implementing suggestions from committees. For example, Dinesh Goswami Committee, Tharkunde Committee, Indrajit Gupta Committee suggested for more transparent working of political parties. Law Commission report in 1999 recommended regulatory framework for governing internal structures and inner party democracy of political parties. A draft political parties, that is a draft political parties act 2011, we can also call it as a draft political parties registration and regulation of affairs act 2011, aims to regulate constitutional functioning, funding, accounts and audit and other affairs in the elections. These are some of the steps which can guide internal party democracy.